Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through some player props I like on Prizepicks for today's MLB slate on Friday, June the 20th. We got a full 15 game slate for Friday as per usual, and I got 3 early plays I do like for this slate. Taking a first look at the board on Thursday night, recording this video the night before. The board's dropping. I've been able to look through most of the lines, not all of them, but most of the lines, and I did find 3 props I like, 3 hitter props. We're going to break these down. We're going to talk about why I like them. Now, before we do get started, guys, make sure that you hit that like button down below if you enjoy these Prizepicks videos. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel, and if you are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have a Prizepicks account, you can sign up, use promo code NOAH when you do sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and place your first $5 lineup. You're going to get $50 instantly worth of lineups, $50 of free lineups that you can then use to play with, hopefully win some money off of, and build your bankroll up on Prizepicks. You don't have to, go in and deposit a bunch of money. You can just deposit the minimum, and you'll still get those $50 worth of free lineups once you play $5. So check out Prizepicks, guys. Again, sign up and use that promo code NOAH if you have not signed up for Prizepicks yet. And then also, I do want to shout out Sleeper because we do have a partnership with Sleeper as well. You guys can go download the Sleeper app. Use promo code NOAH. Over there, you'll get your first deposit matched up to $100. So whatever you put in, Sleeper will match it up to $100. If you want to put in $100, they'll give you an additional $100 to play with. But whatever you do deposit, it is matched up to $100 when you sign up with code NOAH. And if you guys don't know what Sleeper is, they're a DFS Pick'em app. They're very similar to Prizepicks, and they're very similar to all the other DFS Pick'em apps that you see around the industry. You pick more or less on player projections. You build out your lineup. You can do up to an 8-pick lineup on Sleeper, win up to 100 extra money. You can also mix and match sports, so you can do multi-sport entries. It's a great app. I definitely recommend giving them a try, guys. And again, use that code NOAH if you have not signed up for Sleeper yet. But let's go ahead and talk about some plays I like for Friday. Now, before we do, I want to recap our plays from our last video, which was on Wednesday. We didn't do an MLB video for Thursday. We did an NBA video for Thursday. Unfortunately, one of our plays hit, but the other one missed. So we didn't continue our sweep. We had been on a great run this week. We went 2-0 on our NBA plays Monday, 3-0 on our MLB plays Tuesday, 3-0 on our MLB plays Wednesday, and then on Thursday in NBA, we went 1-1. But still, it's been a great week, man. I think, what are we? 9-1 this week on the 10 picks that we've given out. We're 9-1. So it's been a great run. We went 3-0 on our last MLB video, which was on Wednesday. So hopefully you guys tailed, have been making some money with us this week. Let's see if we can keep it rolling here into Friday. Again, I got 3 picks I like for Friday, guys, and let's try and run it back, get another sweep on these plays. So the first prop that I like for Friday is going to be a hits, runs, and RBIs prop. And we're going to go to the Pirates and Rangers game. And I like Nick Gonzalez for less than 1.5 hits, run, RBIs. So you can look at Nick Gonzalez and see, he's had some games where he's gone over this line. But in baseball, guys can obviously go on hot streaks, and they can be on streaks where they're getting a lot of hits, getting a lot of runs, whatever it may be. But it's all matchup based. Hitters, they're not going to face the same pitchers every day. Some days they're going to face good pitchers. Some days they're going to face not as good pitchers. Well, this is a really tough spot for Gonzalez and just the Pirates in general. They're going to be facing Jacob deGrom here. deGrom, we know, is one of the best pitchers in the league, especially when he's healthy. And we've finally seen deGrom, fully healthy this year. And he's pitched really, really well. He's been dominant. I mean, you look, deGrom's got just a 2.19 ERA. He's not striking out as many guys this year as he has historically, but he's still got an above-average K rate. Like, I think his strikeout rate is still, it's still over 25%. And deGrom has historically been really, really good against right-handed hitters. Right-handed hitters have just had a lot of trouble against deGrom really all throughout his career. And if you look this season, right-handed hitters are batting just 197 versus deGrom with a 246 on-base percentage, 227 slugging. Like, deGrom's given up 9 home runs this year. All 9 home runs he's given up have been to lefties. He hasn't given up a single home run to a right-handed hitter this season. I say that, and then this will be the day he gives up a home run to a right-handed hitter. But you can see he's had really, really good splits against right-handed hitters. And, Gonzalez, he's been solid against right-handed pitching this year. He's actually been really, really bad against left-handed pitching, which is I want to say for his career, it's actually been like the opposite. Gonzalez has historically been better against lefties than righties, but actually this season he's been terrible against left-handed pitching, been a lot better against right-handed pitching, but I still think this is a really difficult matchup for him going up against Jacob deGrom, who again is a great pitcher, has great splits against righties. Gonzalez will probably be batting towards the top of the order, third or fourth, but I don't think this is a spot where the Pirates project to put up many runs. I mean, they have just a 3.3 implied team total, so the sports books, they're only expecting the Pirates to put up like 3 runs here. So it just feels like a tough spot for Gonzalez. Obviously, he's not going to face Jacob deGrom every single at bat, unless deGrom's not probably not going to throw a complete game, but he's probably going to get 3 at bats against deGrom, and I think there's definitely a good chance he goes 0 for 3 in those 3 at bats against deGrom, and then obviously the bullpen will come in to finish it out. But I think this is a tough matchup for Gonzalez. I think it's a tough spot in general for a lot of these Pirates hitters. I don't think a lot of these Pirates hitters have seen deGrom either, especially someone like a guy like Gonzalez. I don't think Gonzalez has ever seen deGrom before. Like, I don't think he's ever faced him. So that definitely, I think that gives an advantage to deGrom. Anytime pitchers are facing hitters for the first time, I typically always give the advantage to the pitcher, especially when it's a experienced pitcher like deGrom who's been pitching for over 10 years. So that's what I like as our first prop. Nick Gonzalez, we're going to take for less than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Next prop we're going to look at is going to be a hitter fantasy score. And we're going to go to the Yankees game. And in the Yankees game, I'm going to go back to Jazz Chisholm. We took Jazz Chisholm on Wednesday. We took his over fantasy score. He cashed for us, hit a home run on Wednesday. I like this spot a lot for Jazz again. I think this fantasy score line of 5 is definitely too low. So we're going to take Jazz Chisholm for more than 5 hitter fantasy score. Now, if you look at Jazz and if you look at his game log, you can see he's kind of been heating up lately. He's had some good games. He's gone over this fantasy score line in 3 of his last 4 games. And something that we talked about in our last video on Wednesday when we took our prop on Jazz, Jazz has had significant home and road splits this season. Like, if you look at what he's done at home versus on the road, he's been significantly better at home compared to on the road. This season, Jazz is batting .298 at home. On the road, he's batting just .125. And then if you look at some of his more advanced numbers at home, he's got a .388 on base percentage. On the road, .269. .631 slug at home, .234 on the road. OPS over 1,000 at home, OPS just over 500 on the road. I mean, his OPS is double at home versus what it is on the road. ISO 333 at home, on the road 109 ISO. And then at home 184 WRC plus, on the road just a 51 WRC plus. And it makes sense because Jazz plays his home games in Yankee Stadium, very hitter-friendly ballpark for lefties. So it makes sense to see Jazz have such good splits at home. And I like this matchup for him going up against Tomoyuki Sagano. I don't know if I said that name right, but Tomoyuki Sagano going to be pitching for the Orioles here. And if you look at Sagano this season, he has not been great. He's got a 4.85 expected ERA, which ranks in the 16th percentile. He's got a .290 expected batting average, which ranks in the 8th percentile, bottom 8% in the league. And then if you look at his strikeout stuff, Sagano has one of the lowest strikeout rates among starting pitchers. His strikeout rate this season is just 14.1%, which ranks bottom 2% in the league. And one thing about Jazz Chisholm is that he will strike out a lot. If you look at Jazz this season, his strikeout rate is, I think, almost like 30%. It's 28.4%. One of Jazz's biggest flaws is that he just strikes out too much. But now he's facing a pitcher that doesn't strike anybody out, has one of the lowest strikeout rates in the league. So this is definitely a spot where Jazz should have the opportunity to put the ball in play in a good hitter's park where he's historically had great splits. And if you look at Sagano this season, I mean, he's been pretty bad to righties. He's been fairly bad to lefties. He's actually been worse against right-handed hitters than lefties. But to lefties, he's still... lefties are still batting .229, .267 on base, .420 slug. Not great, but still not terrible. But I think this is a good spot for the Yankees. I think it's a good spot for Jazz. The Yankees, I mean, they have an implied run total or team total over 5 runs here. They have a 5.6 team total. It's going to be 80 degrees, winds blowing out to center at Yankee Stadium. So there's going to be some good hitting weather, too, in Yankee Stadium. Just so many boxes you can check in this spot for Jazz Chisholm. I definitely think this fantasy score line of 5 is too low for him in this matchup and in a spot where the Yankees should project to put up some runs here. So that'll be our second play for today. And then the third and final play that I like is we're going to look at another hits, runs, and RBIs prop. We're going to go to the game in Coors Field. And I like Ryan McMahon for more than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. So Ryan McMahon, kind of similar to Jazz Chisholm, has had drastic home and road splits this season, and really throughout his career, he's had drastic home and road splits. And it makes sense because McMahon does play his home games in Coors Field. For those of you that are unaware, Coors Field, the Rockies ballpark, it's the most hitter-friendly ballpark. There's a lot of reasons why. Most of it's due to the altitude, playing in Colorado in the mountains. The ball just carries more in Coors Field, and we typically see games be higher scoring in Coors Field. You look at the run totals in Coors. Coors typically has like the highest run totals every slate that there is a Coors Field game. I think right now the Rockies have I want to say their team total is close to 5 runs here, which is pretty rare. Like, rarely do you see the Rockies projected to score 5 runs because they're such a bad offense, but they do have a 5.3 implied team total today. Diamondbacks have a 7.1 team total, so like there's going to be there's at least expected to be a lot of runs scored in this game. And if we look at Ryan McMahon, we look at his splits at home this season compared to on the road. At home, Ryan McMahon's batting .291. On the road, he's batting just .172. So drastic splits comparing his batting average. And then if you look at his other statistics, on base percentage at home, .426. On the road, .259. Slugging, .544 at home, only .317 on the road. .970 OPS at home, .577 on the road. .252 ISO at home, .145 ISO on the road. 147 WRC plus at home, 60 WRC plus on the road. So very drastic home and road splits for Ryan McMahon. This is a guy that does have a lot of power. He strikes out a lot, which that's one of his big flaws, and he will be facing Zach Gallen today. But Zach Gallen, he's never been known as like an elite strikeout pitcher. His strikeout rate this season is actually the lowest it's ever been of his career, 21.7%. So Zach Gallen has had a tough time getting strikeouts this season. Going into Coors Field, a ballpark that historically is kind of tough to get strikeouts in. Definitely think this is a spot where the Rockies could put up some runs here, and I think it's a really good spot for Ryan McMahon, who again has been really good at home in Coors Field this season. Doesn't have any history against Zach Gallen, I don't believe, which was something that I was looking at earlier, which I was kind of surprised by. Like, I figured he would have some BVP against Zach Gallen because I want to say these teams play a lot. But I'm going to look again just to see if I can find anything. Let's see. Nothing there. Let's see. Yeah, still, I didn't see any like BVP for Ryan McMahon, which I was kind of interested in to see if like he had previous success against Zach Gallen. But either way, like I said, I like this spot a lot for McMahon. I think it's a sneaky good spot for the Rockies to put up some runs here. Gallen, he's kind of been average this year. He's not been great on the road. I mean, he's got almost a 4 ERA on the road. He's actually been a lot worse at home this season, Zach Gallen has, than on the road. But, this is a tough spot going into Coors Field, probably one of the toughest ballparks to pitch in. I know the Rockies are not a good offense, but their offense does perform better in Coors. So, yeah, this is what we're going to roll with, guys, as our 3 plays for Friday. We're going to take Nick Gonzalez for less than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. We're going to take Jazz Chisholm for more than 5-hitter fantasy score, and Ryan McMahon for more than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. So we got 3 picks here for Friday, and let's try and go 3-0 and get another sweep here on these 3 plays. But again, guys, appreciate you watching. Appreciate your support on these Prizepicks videos. Make sure to hit that like button down below if you enjoy these videos. Hit that subscribe button as well. And be sure to go check out Prizepicks too. If you're not signed up for Prizepicks yet, use that promo code NOAH. Play $5, you'll get $50 instantly worth of lineups, free lineups that you can then use to play some lineup, use those free lineups to hopefully win some money, and then you can start to build up your bankroll on Prizepicks. But again, if you don't have an account over there, sign up and use that promo code NOAH. But good luck, guys. Let's win some money tonight, and I'll see you guys in the next video.